Apparently, every time Michael J. Fox goes for a piss, it turns into a wank. I was
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 14th edition of the GamesForum podcast. I am your humble host as always, Rawgasm. With me this week we have the likes of Deus Ex Machina.
Hey guys.
We also have the likes of Colossal Marlin, aka Archangel.
Hello.
And we also have the likes of CatBug.
Hey.
14 episodes, guys. 14 episodes.
You survived 13.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
Victory fap.
Yeah, victory fap.
That was clapping.
Are you sure?
It didn't sound like that.
It was just me, like, clapping my fingers, really, more than anything.
Please
That
stop doing
sounds
that.
like you-
masturbation to me.
Sounds like you're choking your chicken. As the
I don't
Americans
own any
say.
chickens.
Choking a chicken, burping the worm.
Yeah, right. Anyway, we're getting off track here. So let's let's dive right in. What have we been playing this week? Why don't you start? You.
That's you.
Who's you?
Yeah,
Who's
that's you.
Who's you?
You are.
You.
Hey.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I've been playing... What have I been playing? Oh no shit, Sherlock.
Actually, my name's not Sherlock.
It's Watson.
And this bitch of a sidekick.
Right. What
Fuck
have you
you.
been playing, Deus?
the Final Fantasy XIV beta and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I think it's pronounced Revengeance.
Yeah. Metal Gear
Yeah.
Rising Revengeance. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, for an MMO, the beta of Final Fantasy XIV is actually pretty fun. Though we can only play on weekends, because what they do is, during the week, they change stuff and then open it for the next weekend. And we've got like 2 weekends left of that, but that's fun. Buggy, but that's what you'd expect, considering it is basically in a beta, so they are changing stuff as we play. Metal Gear.
Before you go on to Metal Gear, actually,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to sign up to this MMO. I don't know if you guys have heard it. It's called WildStar. It's a space exploration MMO, and I had a look at the trailer. It looks really cartoony. It kind of reminds me of Ratchet and Clank in a way. It's got like these abstract animal kind of creatures you play as, and you go around the galaxies shooting stuff and things like that. There's four different classes.
Resurrection!
Right, sorry about that, folks. We had a bit of a problem with the Skype call there, and it was just a bit shit. Anyway, so yeah, WildStar, it does look pretty good. 4 playable classes. It was the warrior, who does all the fighting, scientist, whose main goal of the game is to just really go around, like, studying things and getting resources and stuff, which is quite cool. There's the settler, which is the building class who goes around picking up resources and then building settlements for your teams and stuff like that. Then there's the last one is also the explorer, who has a more dangerous job, and he's just running around like climbing stuff and stuff like that. It looks really good, and what's really interesting about this MMO is, like, how in most MMOs bosses will do certain moves and you have to stand at certain locations and stuff like that in order to avoid it. This one really does that with every enemy, and they really do highlight it as well, which is really helpful, I think. It's really helpful. I really do like the look of it. Anyway, so yeah, sorry about that. I just kind of interrupted you for a bit.
Yeah, but other than that, there isn't much to talk about the Final Fantasy 14 other than that. So, Metal Gear Rising is pretty. I'm loving it. The soundtrack is amazing. I'll just put that down. I've
heard very good things about it. Very good things.
I'd actually give this soundtrack a 10 out of 10. I would definitely a 10 out of 10 because it is my soul music as well. So, as for story-wise, it's good, but like I mentioned to you before, the only one problem I had is how they make one of the bosses seem really good. You're anticipating fighting
you're getting really hyped up for a boss fight, and then you're just kind of left with nothing.
Yeah. I mean, the other boss fights of people that aren't in the game as long are better and harder than him. He's got a 5-minute fight, not even that. The others take about 15 minutes. Because you've got cutscenes as well. This one doesn't even have a cutscene. This one's cutscene before, fight, cutscene at the end, done. The others are fight, cutscene, fight, cutscene, fight,
I don't want to spoil it for the boys and girls at home, but is it the one that's currently in your Skype picture?
No, it isn't. That fight, I love that fight. And I love the cutscene to that fight.
Yeah.
Because Raiden goes badass, pretty much. But this one's a main, bigger one than him. The one in my display picture just randomly pops up and you fight him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a bit annoying. Other than that, the game's really good. It's just that one little problem, basically. And another one I've seen coming up right now as well is a few of the fights are boss fights, but boss fights in which you lose. As in, you basically, in a sense, let's say you've got your percentage of health, 120%, 130% when you upgrade it, and it's basically, you'll lose 40% for every 10% the boss loses, because he's unblockable on attacks, and you have to go down to 1% before the next cutscene happens, and it has to go down to 1%, you can't get him down to 1%. It has to be you, so it's a bit annoying. Because it's basically we're putting you against the boss, but you can't beat him until later on. He just keeps beating you. But yeah, other than that, it's really good.
Yeah. Alright, one thing that really did bug me about Metal Gear Rising, actually, I played the demo of it, and the parry system in that game, I wasn't a big fan of it. I never really got a chance to really replay the game after that. But did you have any problems with the parry system? And if you did, you felt like you managed to get into it and it became quite fluent?
It's quite fluent once you get into it, but another problem is you'll parry without meaning to, which is annoying because it stops what you're doing. Because because of how you parry, it will literally, you'll go in for an attack, but you'll parry instead, and it'll be a bit annoying because it'll stop your attack.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, I'll probably wait until the price drops a little bit. But no,
I paid I think I paid £20 for it.
It's actually not that bad. I think I might get that. Because there's also the DLC as well, which is also there.
20 quid's not bad because that's about €30. When if I was to play it over here, it'd be €70. So even though it's £20, which is about a £10-15 off the actual full price, when it first come out, might not be a lot, but getting it for €40 cheaper is pretty good.
Alright, well, so that's what you've been playing this week. Fred? Or CatBug?
Yeah.
Did you get the Elder Scrolls beta?
No.
Oh.
They're sending out another wave soon.
Alright, okay. Well, in that...
I take it they're wanting the more experienced people first.
Alright, okay.
This is clearly what it is, I mean...
Yeah. But no, what have you been playing this week?
Well, in terms of MMOs, I tried Lord of the Rings Online.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't brilliant at all. It was
Yeah,
It just didn't feel right compared to what the Old Republic is, and that's probably because the people who developed it don't probably have the same budget that BioWare
Yeah.
have. It was a bit clunky. The battle system, normally in MMOs, if you're not facing them, you automatically turn to face them when you do an
Yeah.
attack. You have to face them perfectly to attack them in this, and it's not automatic. You have to do it yourself.
Oh, right. Sucks.
It had these... it's another pay-to-win one.
I do.
But
I
it seemed like a
when
lot.
I remember when you said you were going to be playing the Lord of the Rings Online. I remember actually wanting to see what it was like myself. As soon as I tried to download it, it was under maintenance, and then I just never bothered with it.
Just don't bother with it at all. It's just not really worth it. It might be for you, but I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really seem to have that aspect of an MMO which I was looking for in the fact that it was actually fun. It was just go here, kill that, go here, find that, kill that. Repeatable MMO.
Yeah. We actually have a quite... we're talking about MMOs a lot this week, which, there is a bit of MMO news, on the horizon.
Oh, the one I'm looking forward to now is The Divide.
The Divide?
Oh no, The Division.
The Division, okay.
Where, the Tom is it? Am I saying it right? Hold on.
Tom Clancy. That's how you say it.
Well, yeah, but is it The Division?
I don't know. But you're interested in that
Yes,
game.
it's The Division. But that looks like I will buy an Xbox One just to get The Division.
Oh.
It looks fucking amazing for a third-person shooter MMO where it's just
Yeah. Alright.
it was it announced at E3, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I replaced my previous input on what I was looking forward to. That's the spearhead of my looking forward to now. It just looks amazing.
I'll be honest, I'm still looking forward to Destiny. Destiny is...
Oh no, that's like third on my list.
Smash Brothers.
Third,
You fools.
no.
Well,
No,
FIFA is second.
if I had a Nintendo, then... But,
Mine's just Final Fantasy 15.
I'm sorry, but none of those games have a
We are-
Mega Man
that's fine.
cameo in it, do they? No.
No. But big rocket launches and stuff. That's pretty much Mega Man, isn't it? He's just around with a gun.
Yeah. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, so that's what you've been playing this week then.
Basically, apart from the usual.
Yeah, apart from the usual stuff. Guess I'll move into what I've been playing this week. I've been getting back into Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online Edition. Yeah, I've said it before on the podcast once. You know, it was a fighting game which was really good for its time because it was in like an era where fighting games were just being kind of pushed aside in the gaming industry. You know, like there's always been the talk of you know, too many super editions and too many plus turbo editions and stuff like that, especially from Capcom fighters. So so when this era came around that they were just kind of constantly keep doing this, it kind of declined in sales and everything, and just kind of died down a lot. And Street Fighter 3 Third Strike was in that era, and it was such a good fighting game. It was just really underrated, and not a lot of people have played it, which I highly recommend, to be honest, because it is one of my favourite fighting games out there, and that's coming from a fighting game enthusiast. Like, it's one of my favourites out there. I've been getting into a couple of characters I never really gave a go, like gave a proper go to, like the likes of Yang, who is there's two characters in the game called Yun and Yang, which they practice, you know, I think they practice the praying mantis kind of thing, you know. Yeah, they practice that. They both play very similar, but obviously Yoon's got a bit of speed, and I think Yang's got a bit more power. I think that's what it is. But I tried Yang. He's pretty fun. Which yeah, it's pretty good. And I've been getting some more online ranks. The Third Strike community is just far too good, so I'm just kind of in a thing here. But no. What else have I been playing? Oh yeah. I was gonna say Animal Crossing, but Marlin's here, so I won't talk about it.
Thank you.
Although I did open up a police station today.
Oh,
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 Yeah,
oh.
I had to buy the police station, which was awful.
That sucks.
Yeah,
That kind
but
of
you have
sucks.
to buy the authority. Criminals can just run around free, but this time
are there actually
I
criminals in
don't
it?
know. There
Like
could be.
proper.
That'd be great.
It seems like too nice of a game to
Yeah.
have criminals.
But I'm not even sure what this police station I've made is going to be for. Mhm.
It'll probably
I
have
bet
lost and
it's-
found in it, maybe. Is it anything like the old police station? In the
It
first
might
Animal
be.
Crossing?
I don't know. I haven't had a look. I haven't been on it today. But no, no. I've mentioned about Animal Crossing last week, so go listen to that if you want my opinion on that.
He hates it. Spoilers.
I do not. I've been playing a bit more Warcraft as we're in a MMO-ish kind of feel today. I've been playing a bit more Warcraft. I've started a new character. He is a Worgen rogue, and Worgens are funny because every time you finish their starting area, you get a top hat, which is great. You just see this big grizzly wolf just wearing a top hat. It's great. No, it's still a fun game. I think I still think it's got a bit of life into it. Although it's coming near the end of the expansion pack, Mr. Pandaria, which I'm glad, to be honest, because the problem with Warcraft is if you're not there at the beginning, beginning of the end game content, you might as well not be there at all. It's simply like I got Mr. Pandaria at the beginning, back when it first released, and I was so ready to finally get into the game, do the end game content, and go through all the end game content. But by the time I got there was just so much I could do, and it just feels a bit daunting. This feels like there's too much to do, and
Yeah.
in order to get to just the very very end stuff with what everyone else is doing, just to get to there seems like so much effort. You have to do like hours worth of this quest line, and you need this level of gear and stuff like that. And it's so
Yeah.
Too much
yeah,
dedication.
there's far too much dedication. And a guy like me that's only really around in the evenings, and I want to play other things as well on top of Warcraft. So and I do want this expansion pack to kind of just push over, so I can just prepare for the next one if that will be if I can actually keep up with that one. But the problem with it is Blizzard just doesn't give anyone time to prepare for it. I believe it was Adam who made that thread about the leader of one of the oldest guilds in Warcraft history, who's been around since the very beginning. Who's been like the best raiding group in the entire game, the entire global servers. He was a part of this server, and he just says he can't keep up with it anymore because the game's changing far too rapidly. They're not giving anyone enough time to slow down and
Finish stuff.
exactly. And it certainly affected me. And well, sure, I'm not exactly 100% addicted to it anymore. And
But you were well when we used to play, didn't we, together?
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, it's still fun. I still like it. It's just it needs to slow down.
slow down. Mother Nature was like, well,
Yeah.
We'll not get into the power test.
Sonic the
like that.
Hedgehog during sex. It just needs to slow down.
There are two pigeons fucking on goalposts outside.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah,
sorry,
no,
I'm
there's
just
probably
happy
not
right now.
much to say elsewhere. Oh, there's probably one more game I've played this week. Oh yeah, I've restarted Pokemon Black and White 2.
I need to start that again. Well, I'm not sure if I finished Pokemon White, like the first one, because I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I think I've done it.
Yeah.
And I've explored everywhere, but I'm kind of, do I go back and fight the Elite Four again?
Yeah.
What do I do? Because
I started off with a Tepig.
Get out.
Well,
No, you see, I don't blame you for
well,
starting
thing
off with a
is,
CatBug.
I have a Superior on Black and White 1, and I traded my
Where's the Oshawott?
then I traded my Samurott for my first Black and White 2 playthrough over onto Black and White 1. So I have a Superior and an Oshawott, and I don't have a Embor, so I'm just gonna go for that this time. It'll be good.
Yeah.
And then I'm just trying to figure out a team to work around that. So I've got a coughing at the moment. At the moment, I've just beaten the third gym, which is the bug gym. So I've got my team so far is Pig Knight, which is the evolved form of Tepig, Coughing, and Eevee, which I don't know what I want to evolve the Eevee into.
Evolve into Umbreon or
I'm
Espeon.
thinking that, to be honest, because
They are the best evolutions.
you can't get any of the Sinnoh Eevees until after the Elite Four, which is stupid.
Is that Glaceon, Leafeon,
No,
and...
it's just Glaceon and Leafeon.
Oh, is it just...
There's that. I've already had a Jolteon in the last playthrough, and I've already got a Fire type, so that kind of rules out Flareon. And there is Vaporeon, I guess, but I know I feel like I've already got a Water type with Samurott on the other playthrough, so it just kind of feels like I shouldn't really. So yeah, I'm gonna edge more towards Umbreon. I think I'm edging more towards Umbreon, which is good. So I'll be that. Now I'll just go figure out 3 more positions on my team and then see what will happen. But no, so yeah, that's what I've been playing this week.
Cool.
What about you, Marlin?
I've been playing something new, and I'm actually playing it right now, which is what that little cheer was about before. I'm playing on the dueling network now, so I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again online.
Alright.
And essentially, what this works out like is that whenever you play it exactly like you would the card game, so like you can actually cheat in this. Which, give me 1 second, I just need to read this card's details. Excellent, some that. Yeah, and it's basically just cool.
Alright.
Which is beautiful. But like, I never kind of expected to get back into it.
Yeah.
Until my friend said, like, hey, duel me. And I was like, well, I'll have to see what it's like. But I've essentially copied my deck from that I had in real life to what I've got here.
I remember back in the day where they advertised, the Yugi and the Kaiba pack.
Yeah.
Which just, was an excuse for you to get a Dark Magician and a Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
They were good days, good days. But besides that, it's just Mass Effect 3 and Halo 4 that I've been playing, so... Oh, and I've started playing a bit more League of Legends. I also tried to download Arma 2 to play, what do you call it?
Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy. But it turns out that even though my computer can run the majority of games barely, just about run them, it still can't run Daisy. Which kind of sucked. But yeah, that's about me. I'm on the dueling network now, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
I might have to duel you on there. So you just basically make your own deck.
Yep.
All right, and then you just duel someone. Is that it? Is that just?
Yep.
All
pretty
right.
much.
So just do that. I remember playing Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. Like back in year 8 and 9, I wasn't exactly the most popular kid, so all the not exactly the most popular kids had to just dwell away in this thing called the Lunchtime Club, where everyone had Game Boy Advances and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and it was a slice of nerd heaven, to be honest. But oh well. I'm a lot cooler nowadays, obviously. But at the time, yeah, I was hooked onto Yu-Gi-Oh. Mainly, I mainly went there for the Game Boy Advance stuff because we were all playing like we actually did a system link with Sonic Battle. I remember. Don't know if you guys ever played that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 4-player Sonic fighting game, which I thought was fantastic. But that's obviously the inner Sonic fan speaking through that. But yeah, no, it was all right. Obviously, I felt terrible in there because I just felt my popularity just spiraling down every time I went in there. But whatever. Anyway, I guess that's it for what we've been playing this week then.
Yeah, and I just won another duel. Fuck yeah.
Sweet.
The guy was blatantly cheating.
Alright.
No, you've not. You use polymerization, but there's no monsters in your graveyard. You were?
That guy is blatantly cheating then.
Yeah, I called him on his bullshit and he quit.
Anyway, on to gaming news.
Move on to
I've got 3 bits of, well, technically 4 bits of news because
I've got nothing. I'm the bad student.
Yeah, well, these 2 I bet haven't. The other 2 I bet haven't got anything either. So.
Yeah, come with the Last of Us bit.
Alright, I want to go through mine first, but, okay. As we've been talking a bit about MMOs this week, this one I think we'll do first. A former World of Warcraft team lead speaks about the, accessibility of Warcraft, which is basically what I just said, to be honest, but, he basically says, I think we killed a genre with WoW. There's this whole developer blog posted on MMORPG where Red 5 Studio CEO Mark Kern takes a look back on Warcraft and how, in his opinion, the game's success has led to the genre of the MMO losing sight of what makes it so compelling. And he just writes that, you know, he thinks he's killed it. He reminisces of the days of, like, you know, the days of EverQuest and Ultima, and just, you know, what made, the stuff like that. And the thing is, they've lowered the main thing we lose when lowering the difficulty curve is the sense of achievement. When the bar is lowered so that everyone can reach the maximum level quickly, it makes getting the maximum level the only sense of accomplishment in the game. We lose the journey in between, a journey that is supposed to feel fun and rewarding on its own. So basically, he's talking about you know, how MMOs seem to be dying down. Like, it seems to be dumbing down in terms of difficulty. But
it might not be that the difficulty's dumbing down, though. It might be more that people are just getting better.
That's true. And as I said, I think the real achievement of MMOs is just too much to ask. If anything, like, it's not difficulty; it's just the amount you have to do to get to this end game content. The end game content might be easy, but I'm never going to get there because I don't have enough time, and there's far much to do while to get there. So, He's just basically there's this whole article he's wrote on MMORPG called "Have MMOs Become Too Easy?" And well,
no, they're not, in the sense that you need. Well, they are kind of, but I mean, at the same time, when he's saying like that, getting to like max level alone isn't an achievement, then why don't you try going to max level like as fast as possible?
Yeah.
If that's not an achievement, like time your run to get to max, and then like you've got bragging rights to there.
That's quite true there. Like my current character, the Worgen Road I was talking about, he's actually level 50, and that has taken me 1 day, 2 hours and 10 minutes last time I checked. Because you can actually track your time.
Your actual play time.
I mean, I played as that character for a day. It didn't feel like a day at all, to be honest. But
well, no, it's going by playtime, which is never reminiscent of like how many days you've actually spent playing it. Like, it's saying you've racked up this many hours, but by saying a day, I've probably played maybe, I don't know, I've played a lot of Halo, and it'll only come up like maybe a couple of weeks of it, or like so many hours, but I will know for a fact I've spent months playing the game, and that's not really reminiscent of how much Halo I've played.
Yeah. Alright. What are your guys' take on it? By the way, I hope we're not pushing you out here. Hello? Oh, there you are.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to think. I'm not much of an MMO player, though I do have to, like, for the likes of RuneScape, that, to me, that has become easier in the sense that, they brought out stuff that XPs you faster, basically. So, the sense of getting to a level 99 in most of the skills is not a good one. Unless you do something, let's say, like hit points, like the heart point one. If you get up to 99, that's an accomplishment. If you get prayer to 99, that's an accomplishment. If you get the rest to 99, it's not.
I wouldn't agree with prayer. You can get to 99 purely just by buying bones.
Oh yeah, and you can go to someone's thingy altar in their house. So yeah, I'll take away prayer, but more hit points. The hit point one more than anything.
Like hit points. Your attack, your defense, your things that actually require you to kill things, Slayer. I'd say those ones. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you think if you get 99 Slayer, you normally get 99 in all your other skill, like in all the major attack skills, anyway.
Yeah. So like, I'd say they're accomplishments because it's not easy to go like out around killing everything and racking up major XP.
Well, it's not that it isn't easy. It isn't easy, but it isn't hard. It's just again a matter of grinding and grinding and grinding. You just gotta have the patience, because on most MMOs, everything's normally easy as long as you have the patience to grind. So make it easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
But MMOs have, well, I wouldn't say all MMOs, but the ones I've played do seem that I've played over like the matter of 4, 5, 6 years and seen like evolve, like mainly RuneScape, have somewhat become easier in some of their skills.
Well, yeah, I think it's partly due to the fact that they want more people playing it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, besides like the hardcore RuneScape players, I don't think many people really stick with it.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's a subscriber-based thing, so they've like, I paid for like a year's worth of subscription, so that's still running right now. I should probably go back. I think
I've got a month renewal, like as in it's just renewing every month. I don't know whether it still is.
Oh no, I wouldn't bother with that. I'm gonna have to make sure that mine doesn't renew next year because I can't afford that.
Did you do it online or did you just buy something instead?
It was online.
Yeah.
It was that's why. Yeah, I'm probably gonna check that, but it was on the, what's it called? It was like an offer that they had on, so I don't know if I will because I got it like it was significantly cheaper than what it would have been if I paid for monthly. But at the same time, it was still pretty expensive. I think it was like maybe £30 or something, which was like, it was membership for a year. Oh no, the membership for the month's £5, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, I think it's like £5, $7, something like that.
Yeah, it was less than that. It was like if you 5 times 12, and it was less than that total. But I mean,
yeah, I get what you mean.
It was I think it was like, do you know the way like Microsoft Xbox Live is like £20 cheaper?
Deals.
Yeah, like buying it yearly is £20 cheaper than if you bought it every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I don't think I was saving like £20.
Yeah, I mean, I've got mine just on monthly renewal. I don't know whether it still is, obviously, but I had it on monthly renewal because I did play it for a good 3 months.
Yeah. Well, no, this was the time when I was like really getting back into RuneScape.
This was in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like January.
Well, I remember on the forum you were saying about it, and you were just like, and then I think it was Hannah or might have been DS was like, hopefully you keep playing it because that's a big investment for when you just start playing it.
For RuneScape, it was like they were saying it was a big investment, and they were right. It was a big investment, and to be honest, I feel like the first couple of like weeks, the amount of playing I was doing, I kind of got my money's worth, like because I can still go back to it. But for a year, for what I was paid for it, I thought I got my money. I feel like I got my money's worth.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back to it because I'd like to get even more than my money's worth.
Alright,
Well, I think I've nearly 99'd a few skills. I just need to get back into it again to get that final, 10 levels.
Yeah.
Which is stupid, because, the first 93 levels is the same amount of XP as 93 to 98.
Really? Oh my god.
93 to 99. I think it's 1 to 92 is 7 million, 6 million, 6.5 million. And then from 93 to 98 is another 6.5 million. So the true halfway mark to 99 is getting to 93.
Yikes.
But, I mean, most people now on RuneScape bot, though, which is, you can tell when they bot.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, if Jagex can't tell when they're botting, then...
Well, yeah, you've now got these stealth bots, which you can actually intervene and talk on. Or you can also make it so they log you out every, 3 hours for about half an hour. Because Jagex obviously have that software where if someone's on for a certain amount of period, it flags them. Well, if the bot signs them out for half an hour every 3 hours, they're never going to get onto that, oh wait, this person's been on here this time without stopping.
Yeah.
alright. Well,
Okay,
yeah.
I think that's enough talk about
Yeah,
PGs.
yeah, I think we're all MMORPG'd out. Unless, CatBug has any input on what the news discussion was?
I was away.
Never mind, we're not
was
going
having
back to
my
this
problems.
discussion.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, okay, the next bit of news I have is, Nintendo loses legal claim to WiiU.com domain name.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Nintendo actually can't get the legal claim of WiiU.com.
How does that even
I don't know,
happen?
but after filing a formal complaint with the WIPO Arbitration and Media Center to gain ownership of the domain name WiiU.com, an official ruling has been handed down in favor of Andy Tran, the current owner of the domain name, not Nintendo. The original complaint was filed on February the 16th of this year, and now has come to a seemingly decisive close. The decision ultimately came down to the fact that WiiU.com had existed in some capacity since 2004, where Tran registered as part of a venture capitalist firm. We invest in you. See what? See that? Yeah.
Well, no, that's completely
Yeah,
fair
that's
then.
fair. That is completely fair. He already had the name already, so
Well before. Yeah.
that's just unfortunate in Nintendo's case, which they can work their way around it. To be honest, they can just say,
Yeah. We dash you.
yeah, or we
Come on,
dot
guys.
you or something like that, or NintendoWiiU.com. That could something easy like that. But it's just shocking to hear stuff like this, you know,
Well, I'm kind of glad that the little man won this one.
Yeah, well, he should have won anyway. If he lost, then this would be a massive go at Nintendo, if anything.
Yeah.
He's already got the domain name WiiU.com. He's allowed to take it. Say I already had
This reminds me of the time
Xylophone
in Rooster Teeth.
the Xylophone both.
Appreciation Society or something.
Yeah, well, I was gonna try and make a clever pun with Xbox One, but with Xylophones something or other. I don't know.
Xylophones bring
On
ominous noise everywhere.
Yeah, Xbone.com.
XB1.
And, if Microsoft came to us later, we'd be able to keep that name.
Yeah.
Xylophone.
But, what was it? No, this reminds me of the time.
Omnious noises everywhere.
It was I'm sure Bernie Burns, who the head of Rooster Teeth, had the same thing where he registered Bernie.com.
Yeah.
And Bernie is a place I think in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And basically, they asked him, could we have the domain name? And he was like, if you build a statue of me and ask like for all these ridiculous claims and like have a day allocated to me,
Yeah.
which they naturally said no to, and he was tempted to troll them by saying like Bernie sucks and like the country
Yeah.
like that's what I'd do if I had the domain name registered to something that like a big company wanted, and I could legally keep the domain name though. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to troll you a bit.
But no, it's good. This piece of news, like
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's a nice piece of news.
obviously, if Nintendo won, there could be a lot of backlash. Because now the little guy who had the it's similar. It's actually quite similar to the Nyan Cat and Keyboard Cat news that we talked about one time.
Well, you'll have to refresh my memory. We talked about that a while ago, didn't we?
Nyan Cat, the memes Nyan Cat and Keyboard Cat were actually referenced in Scribblenauts, and
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
yeah, they were referenced in Scribblenauts, and Warner Brothers didn't actually had the rights to do that, so they just did that. So if Nintendo just went ahead for this, they would have gotten into a lot of legal action. So it's good that the little guy.
I don't think they'd got into legal action. I just think that they got a lot of bad press because the legal action's already over with.
Yeah.
The legal that would have been it. It would have been like it's done now.
Okay, so that's.
Hold on. What actually happened at the end of that Scribblenaut? Well, Warner Brothers.
I can't remember what happened. I think the entire thing has been dropped.
We did discuss it.
And
I think it was like the entire thing was dropped, and they just said use it, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
Because I can't imagine a meme owner being like that pedantic over like someone using Sin Yang Cat
As I said on the podcast that we said that news, it's just what about all those millions of parodies on YouTube? Are they going to have to copyright everything on there? No. I suppose.
Yeah.
I suppose when it came to the Scribblenauts one, they were getting money out of it. That that they didn't. That obviously it's not their content. They didn't ask for it. But which I suppose is fair enough to complain about it. But whatever. Anyway, like we already discussed that. Let's not go back into it again. Again, what do you two think?
I'm glad he won because normally it's always the big ones normally actually win it, if you get what I mean, simply because of how big they are. So it actually makes a nice change that he actually won it. And in all fairness, like you said, he had it before 2000. He had it before the Wii U was even mentioned, or even the Wii had come out. I'm pretty sure because the Wii came out after when did the Wii come out? 2007, something like that. So he had it way before then even, so he had all rights to it, so it's good that he won.
Yep.
Yeah. We invest in you.
Nice change.
Unfortunately, Nintendo did not invest in Star Fox, which is terrible.
Yeah, we don't need to go into that, Raw.
I'm not going into that this week, but...
We've been into that.
Probably. But no, the last piece of news I've got...
I thought you had 4 pieces.
It's the funny one I mentioned to you. Well, the sort of funny one.
Yeah.
Here it is. Microsoft thought that owning Rare meant they were owning Donkey Kong.
That is pretty funny.
Basically, someone on
I can see why they might
Twitter
thought it,
who basically said, where is the Xbox One's knack? It should have really been Cameo 2. I really miss the old adventure puzzle games. Then Christopher Seavor, who was one of the creators of Conker's Bad Fur Day, he basically, what happened was when Rare was first bought by Microsoft, the group of executives came on a tour. One of them noticed the Donkey Kong posters everywhere and said, "Hey, that's great, we own Donkey Kong, right?" And then, obviously, Microsoft thought that if they buy Rare, then they'd buy Donkey Kong with it. Because obviously there was the Rare made Donkey Kong Country and Donkey Kong 64. So, they obviously thought if they bought, like I said, if they bought Rare, they bought Donkey Kong with it, and obviously they just didn't.
That's like kind of saying if like Sony bought Pandemic, they own the Battlefront franchise.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of no, it's not. That's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
The Rare were the developers, weren't
Yeah.
they? And Nintendo were the publishers. So it's like no, Nintendo's. If you buy the publisher, yeah.
At the moment, Retro Studios is making the next Donkey Kong Country. If someone buys out Retro Studios, they still won't get Donkey Kong. It's like that.
No, they've got you would have to buy out Nintendo.
Yeah, like you'd have to buy out Nintendo if you ever want Donkey Kong license. Like if someone bought out Team Ninja, they wouldn't buy Metroid. And who would buy Metroid if it was made by Team Ninja, for fuck's sake?
Yeah.
God, I hate Other M. Metroid Other M.
I know.
Sorry, but anyway, I just think this news is just funny, to be honest. It really just put a massive grin on my face when I just read the article. It was just so, you know?
Yeah.
Of all the stupid things Microsoft have done over the years, this is probably the one that's just completely brain dead of them.
Apart from making the Xbox One DRM. Yeah.
But that just raises a question. If these executives didn't see all the Donkey Kong posters, would they actually be interested in Rare at all?
Yeah.
Like, I think what they said was Donkey Kong was actually one of the biggest things that they saw at this tour of Rare.
Well, that's like I'd imagine that if I went to Bungie, I would see a lot of Halo posters.
Yeah.
They don't own the Halo franchise anymore, but I would expect to see a lot of Halo posters there.
Yeah, exactly. But no.
Oh, shit.
What are your guys' thoughts on it then?
It's just Microsoft being stupid.
Yeah.
It's just it. Oh, that's not meant to happen at all.
Huh? I basically agree with everything everyone's said, pretty much.
You're so passive.
I know I am passive, but it's because there is literally. If I was gonna say what I was gonna say, basically, it'd be repeating everything you said.
Yeah.
Which, in theory, there's no point to repeating what you said.
Fair enough, I suppose.
But then, it's boring in a sense.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I respect that anyway. Right, one of you apparently had a different news story as well, because that's it from me, so...
About Last of Us having phone...
Oh, yeah, go on, detail.
Sex. Some kid on Last of Us decided it'd be funny to call the numbers that appear in the game, and he called one of them. I don't know whether it was all of them, but he called one of them, and it led to a phone sex company.
I thought it was the case that he called one which was actually his own number or something like that.
Oh, I don't know, but that was the one that with the phone sex thing, and then Naughty Dog brought out a patch to change the numbers. It was pretty funny.
It just makes you think what Naughty Dog had to get up to.
Well, they do have Naughty in the name, so...
yeah, that's true.
You never know.
I guess that's it for gaming news this week then.
Yeah,
alright.
Yes, that is.
I don't have a Lutosh quote this week. He might have said something, but I'll go have a quick look. In the meantime, would someone like to read out the questions?
I'm in the middle of a duel, so if somebody else could, that'd be great.
Okay,
I'll read them.
yeah,
then.
okay.
Where is it? Right. Vault Hunter or Hannah asks, what effect, if any, do you think Don Matrix's departure from Microsoft will have on Xbox?
It will be a lot less
in the
bullshit.
whole-
Yeah,
No,
I don't know.
I'm kidding there. Don Matrick,
Oh, crap.
he was known for being pretty good at one point in Microsoft's reign in back in the 360 days and stuff like that. He was known for being really good, and well, unfortunately now what's going to happen is I think someone mentioned this in the thread that he's just going to be known for announcing the Xbox One and all the backlash.
Exactly. In theory, he's just the announcer in the sense he's announcing it. He hasn't got anything to do with it. In theory,
just the messenger. Which is the thing, and I felt
so people are
people are really
him,
just
what's the point?
they're really killing the messenger here.
Yeah, basically, he's given a script, he's reading a script, and everybody's blaming it on him. When, in theory, it's the people behind him that are creating the script and actually going, oh, this, that, and the other, that are the actual ones to blame. Not him, he's just reading what he's given.
Okay,
Is that everything on that?
I don't want to interrupt you there, but I just found the Lutosh quote of the week.
Alright,
It was in the Twitter thread, and Lutosh has
It's his Twitter name.
I've had Twitter for not even the week, and now I'm already obsessed. At Arse Rapist.
I never actually clicked on it, but I think it actually works, and it's him.
It is, yeah, it's his thing.
I'm surprised he hasn't got flagged on that yet.
Oh, Lutosh.
Next question, is everyone okay?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, no, we didn't
Hey.
really talk about much about Don Matrick, but what's his effect as he's going to leave Microsoft then? Well, it's still rumours at the moment, but what would...
It's not. It won't change anything.
No.
I mean, in all honesty, I say it's stupid that he's picked Zynga.
Pardon me,
Because
sorry.
the only games I can see Zynga, okay, they do get a good turnaround, or they have, but like lately it's went down. But the only game I play of Zynga is the bloody poker one on Facebook. Other than that, Farmville and all that doesn't, Sheffield and all that doesn't float my boat. Because they are definitely paid to proceed games.
Successful.
The poker one, you can do it with your own skill. If you're good and you win tournaments, you can accumulate all the coins yourself, and you don't have to pay. But on the likes of Farmville, if you want more space, more stuff, you gotta pay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So on them ones, I don't like.
I will hand it to Don Matrick. I think he was right to leave, to be honest. Like, imagine
If he has.
if he has left, I wouldn't blame him at this point.
He's basically leaving a sinking ship.
Exactly. He is abandoning ship when it could be salvageable, what's left on it, but at the same time, just imagine all the backlash that has been sent to you because you're the messenger of this.
Yeah.
Like, imagine all the backlash that's been said about the Xbox One. It's all come back to you. That's the thing.
I thought they were all his main decisions to do that anyway. Doesn't he have a say considering his role at
I'm
Microsoft?
not too sure on it, to be honest.
I know he's.
Well, hold on, I'll see what role he has.
But no, I will definitely
it's
agree
like-
with you. He's like, he is leaving a sinking ship, and you have every
But
right
it's
to do
just
so
like,
at this point.
Oh no, he is actually leaving. He is leaving.
Oh, right, okay.
But also it's there's the gif going around of the guy jumping off a boat into a shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that on Kotaku, so I decided I'd post it on the thread that it was all been talking. But,
he was the president of interactive entertainment business in Microsoft, so I'm assuming he had a big role in everything that happened on there.
I don't think he'd have a big role in the online only. I'd admit,
Well, to be honest, he would, because that means it's interactive entertainment. It's going to be both the...
You'd make you think more like TV-wise. No, you'd think more of all the TV.
But you have to be online to make the TV work.
Yes, but the online only was based for second-hand games and all that, the gaming part of it. So I don't know whether I'd actually say he had anything to do with that. I'd say he was more towards the let's make the whole Xbox One more of an entertainment system with the social media and TV and all that. Not more towards the games, because the online only and 24-hour check-ins basically stop second-hand games.
Yeah.
So, you don't know really either. I could be completely wrong.
Okay.
Anything else to add about that?
Um.
Because that was still the first question. There's
Yeah.
still
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
3, 4, 5, 6. Right. If you could pick anyone. Oh, sorry. What? Someone. Well, if you could pick anyone to replace Don Matrick as Xbox boss now that he's out of the picture, who would you pick?
Gabe Newell.
Boris Johnson.
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Reggie. Mm-hmm.
Reggie Fils-Aimé as the head of Microsoft. That could go wrong in every way possible, but it'd be great.
I've got a question afterwards.
Okay.
Once spreads
So
finished reading them once.
Question's over.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I need to see where this question actually starts.
Actually, before we do
Right.
start that question, I do want to say, I know which one you're on about. It's the one from Vice, and all he said before he actually asked the question, I do want to touch up on that. He basically said, "I'm actually kind of curious how long you think you'll keep making these podcasts, because in truth, pleasantly so, of course. Amazed that you guys are still keeping this strong, and going strong, and."
You know what? You're the one doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I'm the one that's kind of pushing everyone to do it. We've had hiccups here and there. I mean, not last week, but the week before, we were going to have something out, but no one was around at the time. Like, it was just me sitting there waiting for people to show up, and nobody really turned up at all. Like, I think everyone was busy that week, because it was kind of like the end of college or university for some people, and...
You were pretty much the guy that invites other people to the party and no one
This
comes.
is the thing, right? I've had this Excel document, and basically, I've put down a list of every episode and every member that's been on it and stuff. It kind of looks it looks like the lineup to Motorhead. But basically, it's just me as Lemmy, and everyone else is just kind of there every now and then. That's what it feels like to me. It's kind of like the lineup to Motorhead.
I mean, like, I was in there quite a lot from the start, and then I had the period where I was just, like, not in it for 3 or 4 episodes, and then I was back in it for, like, 1 or 2, and then not in it for, like, another 2.
But like,
and then,
from Motorhead. Right,
no. I reckon it'll still go on
Yeah, this
quite
will
a
still
while.
go on. I'll be honest, I would like it to be a little bit more popular, because every time I mention this to someone in one of my friends, they're always like, "Oh, you should put this shit on iTunes," and I was like, "We would, but we're getting about 10 to 20 views per podcast, and it's not exactly
And most of them are from the members. GamesForum members.
I would like to put it on iTunes. I would like it to be a lot more accessible and stuff.
I would be tempted to try and see how hard it is to put it on iTunes. Because if it isn't hard at all, we might as well just for the sheer hell of it.
Yeah, I'd do that. Would you guys go for it?
I mean, you'd have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Basically, to just give it a shot anyway. So, if it isn't hard and annoying process, I'll look it up after this. And if it isn't, I'll just go through and I'll upload it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. See if we can do that. In fact, that would make it a little bit easier to people that you can subscribe to podcasts on iTunes now. They can automatically download it anyway. So yeah, it should be interesting if we can actually get that done. But obviously, I'd like it to be a bit more popular by the time we get to that stage.
In a sense, iTunes might help it. In a sense, because you'll have people on iTunes that might come across it more than YouTube. Because YouTube isn't really a place for podcasts. It is, in a sense, but, I mean, it's not as popular as, let's say, like iTunes for podcasts and all that.
Well, at the moment, I'm trying to advertise it as much as I can. I post it on my Facebook wall. I post it on, obviously, GamesForum. I post it on, with other people's Facebook pages as well. I'm trying my best to get it a little bit more popular, and it does kind of show in some episodes. Like last week, it didn't turn out too well, but I don't know. But we'll eventually get a bit better at this, I think. And maybe iTunes is that last stepping stone we really need,
Yeah, hopefully.
And but no, No, I'll still keep doing this even if it isn't as strong as I hope it to be. But because I enjoy doing this. I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy every Tuesday night to come do this with a couple of guys I know around the world. You know, that kind of thing.
Around the world.
Around the
UK.
Europe, around Eastern Europe.
Western, isn't it?
Yeah, Western.
Western,
Yeah,
not
around
Russians.
Western Europe. Yeah, that's the one. Never eat shredded wheat. Yeah, got it. Okay. But no, I do enjoy doing this podcast so much, and it would really help if we were a little bit more popular. But I'd still do it anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm not sure about if you guys feel the same or not, but
I'm not really good at advertising, so I can't help there, but I'm okay with still going on.
I advertise it, like, maybe not on Facebook, but I do have quite a few people on Skype, which I do randomly send a link to. Whether they watch it or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't exactly get replies when I just randomly go, hey, here's a link.
Yeah.
Go have fun with it. But I do literally, every time someone's like, oh, what are you doing? It's like, well, I'm doing a podcast. And it's like, oh, alright. And then I just link it when it's up. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, if you guys at home, if you like this podcast and you want it to be a bit more popular, please do tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know, tell your dog, tell your goldfish.
I don't have a dog.
Sarge, come here. Do you want to listen to the podcast?
Alright, we're introducing you our 5th member of the podcast this week.
See?
He's a bit eager.
He's already better than you, Fred.
Everyone's better than me.
Sarge, come here. Oh, okay, he's ran off. He's got stage fright.
Oh.
Good.
It was all Bread's fault.
Yeah, he doesn't like Scotsman. He's barking at fury at you, Brett.
That's the other dog. That's the other
Oh god,
dog.
there's a second dog. That means that's the 6th member this week.
I just want to point out, I've still got questions.
we should probably.
Yeah.
Right. Given the talk of free games recently, what classic games from any console would you love seeing being made available for free? Either something you've never played or haven't in a long time. That's from Vice.
Afterburner.
Any coin-operated game.
Yeah, any arcade game, which is why I've said Afterburner, which is basically Star Fox before Star Fox. It was this high-speed, destructive like army jets you're playing. It was made by Sega, and it was just so fast and so furious and everything. It was great, and I really loved it. They make references back to Afterburner every now and then, like the Sonic and Sega All Stars game. They've had Afterburner tracks, like Sonic and Sega All Stars Transformed actually had like this Afterburner track where you raced on the boats on like this. There's like 2 boats at war, and you raced on these 2 boats, and then you transform into the flight form to fly over to the other boat. You drive on there for a bit, then you go into the water below, and then it's all crazy stuff like that. And the character ages in Sonic and All Stars Transformed. What his main gimmick is? His car form is like a Daytona car. His boat form is a Dreamcast controller, and his flight form is a Bobcat from the original Afterburner games. Which playing that plane on that stage just really kind of fits it. It's really good fun, and I've played Afterburner Climax, which is the recent one which came out on Xbox Live Arcade a couple of years ago, and that's fun. That's really fun. So I've always wanted to try out the original Afterburner, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that would be fun, I think. So I think the coin-operated games are just they're kind of a favourite of mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'd like to
Actually, in the talk of coin-operated games, I've always wanted to try F-Zero AX. I bet I've probably mentioned it on the podcast before, but F-Zero GX had a arcade counterpart. which you could take your memory card to the machine and it would give you all the unlocks, which I thought was very cool, but I never found one, ever. It's a shame, really, because if you want all the unlocks in F-Zero GX, you'd have to do tons of stuff, which is ridiculously difficult. So, just, you know, if I could find one of the machines, I'd totally be up for playing on it and stuff. But no, what about you guys? Sorry, I keep sidetracking here.
Original Fable.
That is getting a remake.
An HD remake, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it won't be free.
Yeah, it'll be live.
It's not remake.
He'll
It's
tell
free.
you it's free, but then he'll lie to you.
Wait, it has to be free, does
But
it?
he doesn't work there anymore, so it's all good.
That's true.
I wouldn't mind getting a Crash Bandicoot game free. The first one on the PS1, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
The Top Gun game based off the movie on the PS2. I love that, but I broke the disc because I used to treat discs like crap. But that was a fun game. There was a PS1 game that was a bit futuristic. It was a bit futuristic. You're a car driving on race courses and all that, and couldn't seem to find what the name was, but I used to play it when I was little, and it bugs the life out of me because I'd love to find out what game it was and play it, but I can't because I literally just remember the basics of it. Unfortunately, but yeah, either Top Gun or a Crash Bandicoot, maybe a Spyro.
Yeah, you can get all this stuff. You can get all the Crash Bandicoot games and Spyro on PlayStation 3. Actually, you can buy the ports for it. Which is very good.
Yeah, but I'd rather them free.
Yeah, anything is good if it's free. Well,
yeah,
except
anything's
Crash
better
Course.
if it's free.
Other than that, it's good. Yeah, so we've all answered that question, I presume, then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Red, next question.
Just a second. This is from the rest are from Lutosh. What's your opinion on people playing games when they're younger than the age rating?
I don't think that's a problem, to be honest. I
No?
think
It's a problem
I've
if
done
they're
it.
bitchy.
No, I think it's only a problem if there are people who are letting them play the games don't explain to them that you
It's
can't
wrong
do
to
this
do
shit.
certain things in
You
it.
can't do this shit in real life.
Like GTA stuff, I'd say that's
Yeah.
something that needs to be watched a
Yeah,
bit,
but
because I mean,
a normal kid as well would realise the difference. Because I mean, I played GTA when I was from when I was 8,
yeah.
and my parents didn't go, "Oh, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do this. Make sure you don't do that." It was literally they just bought me the game and I played it, and they minded their own business and never came in or anything and watched it, and they didn't really care either. But it never made me go, "Oh right, let me go joyride that game. Let me just go run over that old lady. Let me just go get a gun and shoot
Yeah,
people."
that's what that was alright.
Yeah, I mean, even without parents going, "Oh, you shouldn't do this," they should. Well, depending on their age, obviously, but I mean, anyone above 8, 10 years old at the earliest, I'd say, should have common sense to know, wait, that shouldn't be done. But that does bring. I'm just going to say one thing. There was a news story over here of a kid that joyrided a car, and the police pulled him over. And he got out of the car and he said, at least I strapped my baby brother in with a seatbelt. it was brilliant. But yeah, that's the end of my opinion on that.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying it's not wrong
Well,
to
sorry.
Yeah, it's not really wrong to play games like that. It's just obviously you've got to, if you're a parent, you've got to really keep your eye on thing. There have been several reports which obviously a kid has taken it a bit too far and he's done terrible things. It mainly comes. I don't want to say it as a generalization or anything, but Call of Duty, it seems to be one of the predominant ones these days. like a kid threatened to rape his own mother because he was playing too much Call of Duty or something like that. Like, but it's not. But that doesn't mean it's always kids that are actually doing this. For instance, like I remember a couple of years ago, like well, it's not always violent games that are always doing it. I was meant to say, like a couple of years ago, there was this one kid who committed suicide because his sister wouldn't actually let him play on his Wii.
Wow.
Yeah, he committed suicide because of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty impressive.
You know, it's just, it's not it's nothing to do with the game itself. There's nothing that the game itself like if you're a perfectly normal human being that can understand when things go a bit too far and what things you should do and shouldn't do, you're fine. But if someone tells you to don't do it, you don't do it. Like, if you truly believe that this is the right thing to do and you should do this and it will all work out in the end and stuff like that, then something's wrong with you. Like, that, and that's what's so fickle about the gaming community and gaming industry in a whole. Like, the other media forms would love to just bash on about gaming because it's such a fickle, I'm not even sure if that's the right word for it, but it's such a fickle entity, which, you know, like, there was obviously, like, big old, like, who was that guy who, murdered all those people on that island? It was like, he had a massive gun, flare with, like, all these people trapped on an island with him, and there was, like, over 70 kills confirmed and stuff like that, but the thing was, they later read his diary, like they read his journal entries of the murderer, and he said he's been practicing. One of his main inspirations was like Call of Duty or something, and then obviously the press and the media would obviously blame the video game industry for such things. Like,
Yeah, they'll happily jump on that
bandwagon. And so it's just stuff like that. It really does bug me. Any other input, by the way?
I still personally don't like it.
Mm.
I don't really, because when I was a kid, by my dad, I wasn't really allowed to play things like that.
Yeah.
I
When I was looking at home, it was fine, you know.
Some games I was allowed to play. I think it was to be honest, the first game I ever played was Doom. So yeah.
With me,
I suppose.
Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I suppose like that wasn't the best thing, but you know.
With
I
me,
can't remember
it was
the first game I was ever playing, really.
With me, game age didn't bother my parents. Like, they'd buy me any game. But movies, on the other end, I had to be. It was 13 when I started watching 15s, and I think it was 15 when I started watching 18s. So my parents were more serious on movies than games, basically. Because over here in France, they have game ratings, but they don't enforce them.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 11, I went in and bought GTA. So over here, they don't care about age limits. If you want the game, you can have the game. I don't know about anything like pornographic. Like, if you literally had a 12-year-old go try and buy a magazine, I wouldn't know whether that would actually work, whether the same applies for that or just games in general.
Yeah.
But it just tends to seem with games, movies, music, and all that, it doesn't bother them on age limit. If you want to buy it, they'll give it you.
But no. Yeah. Should we move on to the next question? By the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
I've accidentally lost it.
I'm sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. I am currently painting some Dark Angels. So.
That's fair enough.
Wasn't
That's
it
reasonable.
Biggest Letdown? Wasn't it Biggest Letdown?
No, Man Crush.
Man Crush.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Wait. Any Man
Who's your
Crush?
Man Crush, basically?
Marlin.
Oh, don't even get the list. You guys go first because my list is endless.
Marlin. You're my man.
Ryan Reynolds, Chris
Ah.
Batten from Enter Shikari, Simon from Biffy Clyro. Yeah, that's mine. That's mine.
Let me just get my list of actors up. Give me a second.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What about you, Eric? You can go while I'm just sorting this out.
I wouldn't know. I mean, mine would actually, funny enough, would be Korean people.
Oh, okay.
Like some League of Legends players. I mean, everyone thinks gamers, like most gamers, are a bit like overweight in a sense, stereotypical if you get what I mean, when they're pro gamers and literally just sit around playing games all day. But there's just some Korean ones that I'd turn gay for.
Well, okay, let's start with Tom Hardy. Ooh, I'll give you a top 10. I'll give you a top 10. I'll give you a top 10. We'll have Tom Hardy, we'll have Johnny Depp, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Tom Hiddleston.
I forgot Tom Hiddleston.
Who do I want for 6? What's his name? Wait, so we've got Tom Hardy. Leonardo DiCaprio, because like Leo is my favorite actor. He should probably be higher than 6, but you know, he's not got an Oscar yet.
Yeah.
Who else? Let's see. Four more spaces.
Willem Dafoe.
No, not Willem Dafoe. No, fuck you. Willem Dafoe, maybe. But, no. Do you know what? I'll leave it at 6 for now. I'll leave it at 6 because the list could go on.
Yeah.
If anybody would like me to list them all, just let me know and I will.
Do it in the GamesForum podcast because it's related.
I'll do it in the thread like all of the actors. But if you look at all the male actors or people have posted in the Male Beauty We Appreciate thread, it's pretty much most of those.
Alright.
But the list is longer than that. They're just really attractive pictures I found of them, maybe topless.
Alright, I guess that leaves one last question then.
Oh, there was a question from Hannah as well that I've already answered, but I thought I'd answer it in the podcast as well to make it legit. And that was the 250 gig hard drive is the largest hard drive you can get for the old classic Xbox, like Elite.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yes, that is correct.
And now she knows.
Now she knows. And now it's official and legit.
And knowing is half the battle.
I have a question after Lutosh's last one.
Okay.
Right, last question is, game to you that was the biggest letdown?
Oh god, I'm tired.
Aragon. Because it could have followed the book, not the film.
Gears of War Judgment.
In fact, no, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I'll start again.
Alien Colonial Marines.
No, I was gonna say Mass Effect 3.
Oh.
I was gonna start that again.
Super Mario Galaxy 2, I'd say. Mainly because I was so impressed with the first one, and when I got the second one, I noticed far too many similarities between the first one in order for me to enjoy it properly, you know? Like, a lot of people...
Oh, wait, you know what? Okay.
It felt like a copy and paste.
It did kind of feel that way, and a lot of people keep telling me that they haven't really played the first one, and they played the second one first, then the first one, stuff like that. But I honestly just felt like there was just too many similarities, and well... Yeah, that was the biggest letdown, because I was just so impressed with Mario Galaxy 1. Like, it controlled fantastically, the soundtrack was amazing, the graphics looked fantastic for the Wii, the just overall entertainment factor of it, just, you know, as a whole product, it's probably one of my few, you know, it's not 10 out of 10, but it's very damn close to it, you know? Like, it's so borderline to it. Like, if I were to review it now, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 or something like that. I was that impressed. And then Super Mario Galaxy 2 came along and just... Super Mario Galaxy 2 came along, there's just too many similarities to it. Like, the soundtrack just sounded a tad bit different. There loads of galaxies which looked the same as previous galaxies, only they're under different names and just structured a bit differently. The power-ups, there was just like one new power-up and Yoshi was playable and stuff like that, and it just didn't feel like a sequel, you know. It just kind of felt like an add-on.
It felt,
if anything,
yeah, like a
director's cut.
kind of like
That's it, like a
DLC.
director's cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did write a review of Super Mario Galaxy 2, and I didn't even give it a score.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That the disappointment was that great that you didn't give it a score is impressive.
I think I've done that with like two reviews ever on when I was doing reviews. I think the other one was like Sonic Unleashed or something like that.
Yeah.
I think
I was tempted when when that question was asked just to say the Call of Duty franchise, but I thought that might have been just a low blow.
well, the thing is, I don't give shit to Call of Duty ever because I've never played Call of Duty and I don't think I want to.
It's
This is the thing, like, when I know something is a fad, I tend to stay away from it after I've heard the bad things about a fad. I don't tend to join it.
I would.
Sorry, I was just gonna say the likes of Call of Duty. I don't want to get into because every year there's going to be another one. It's going to be pretty much the same. And while it could be a very good gaming franchise, I just don't want to go into that shit, you know? I just don't want to get addicted. Like, My Little Pony as well. I don't hate bronies or anything like that. I don't hate the show. I've never watched it because I don't want to be part of the culture.
I think the thing I hate most about the brony culture is that guys are watching what is essentially a child's program aimed at girls. No, wait, let me finish. Let me finish. It's not like it's got nothing to do with that. It's like the fact that guys who are older, like mid-20s, watching a program aimed at little girls, get the nickname brony, but a girl who plays video games gets harassed.
Yeah,
and
I
doesn't
will.
get,
I will meet you halfway with that one. Like,
that's my biggest gripe with, like, the fact that, well, it's more getting into sexism again. But
Homestruck is another one for the simple reason that most of Homestruck fans are dicks.
No. I know a lot of Homestuck fans who aren't dicks, but
cosplayers though are. I mean,
yeah,
when you go to MCM Expo and you see the Homestruck ones, they're so stuck up.
No, they're very elitist. They are very elitist when it comes to cosplay, and that I do agree with you. That is wrong. Because like, yeah, I understand. Like, good cosplay is gonna cost money. Good cosplay costs money. Fact. There's no getting around it.
Exactly.
If you don't spend a lot of money on your cosplay, if you're cheap,
a good cheap one, saying you're ordering it and you're not making it yourself, a good cheap one at least costs about £60, £80.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, a cheap cosplay will look cheap, unless you're like. I want to do Metal Gear Solid cosplay. I want to do like a classic Solid Snake, because I know he's not got like black hair. He's not got like it's kind of browny, lightish, and I reckon I could get away with my hair color.
A few cheap cosplays aren't like cheap looking, but I mean, for example, the one where I done a basketball guy, the cosplay was cheap, and it wasn't. And it was good material. It didn't look cheap, but it was simply because it was basic. It was basketball gear.
Yeah.
But there's one character from Naruto, like one of the main bad guys, and he's got like this fiberglass helmet. And the fiberglass helmet as a cosplay, just the helmet, costs £120. If you had his costume, it's about £220. If you had his fan, it's £400.
Yeah, I mean, cosplay does get to the point where it's very expensive. But I mean,
it's alright if you order it bit by bit. Let's say, like, first you do it with just a normal crappy mask, I guess, and then his costume, and then the next year you actually fork out for the helmet, and then the next year you slowly build it up pretty much and make it better and better. You work on it. It's not so bad. But yeah, if you go for like, I mean, I think the most expensive I've seen is, do you know Kingdom Hearts, Birth by Sleep? You had the armor cosplays from like Ven and the Aqua and whoever. Their proper cosplays cost about £800, and then you've got the new Attack on Titan anime. where they have like this machine around their waist. That machine by itself costs £400.
I need to think about watching Attack on Titan because I'm seeing a lot of people talk about it. And
yeah, it's one of. I'm just going to say this quickly because obviously this is a game podcast. It's one of them animes that it starts off really well. It seems to drag on a bit, but the last episode was amazing. So it might seem to drag on in a bit in a couple of episodes, but then it does go back. It's not like the usual anime where it starts off well and slows down. This one started off well, slowed down, and then went back.
As long as it doesn't have the well, to be fair, it's not a mecha anime, is it? So it shouldn't have this problem.
The only mecha thing is basically the machine they use around their waist that launches them.
It was just that in mecha anime, there's always one character who's a token whiny kid. Like it's normally the main character. Like no. Okay, let me get the list on. Let's just put Evangelion out there. Let's put Gurren Lagann out there, and let's put the majority of the Gundam series.
Yeah, Jaeger isn't really a whiny. He is at the start. The first couple of 3 episodes, he might annoy you because he is a whiny bitch.
No. I mean, this is just generally like in pure mecha anime. I mean, like as long as there isn't one of those kids in it, I can deal with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
this guy's like at the start, but then he basically becomes a serious badass.
But back to the subject on fads. Yeah, fads are bad. I don't
think fads are bad. I just think the general problem I find with bronies is it's not the culture, it's not the term that it's not they're liking things that is for little girls. It's the fact that I've told them. I have a couple of brony friends, and they are like I've told them that I do think I really don't want to actually see this because if I don't really like getting into fads in general, and they just oh, you should really watch it. It's really good. It's got such deep, meaningful characters and plot and stuff like this. And I was like, it's part I don't want to be bothered, and part I really don't want to be part of this fad.
No, it's like, to be honest, I have watched, I think I watched the first 2 series of My Little Pony, and it was like, okay, yeah, I understand why people are saying it's got deep and meaningful things, because, like, the underlying thing is friendship, and friendship can solve all, and, like, well, friendship can solve a lot of problems.
Look at the friendship in Happy Tree Friends.
Yeah, I mean, come on, I would rather, to be honest, I would rather just watch Happy Tree Friends than My Little Pony.
We used to watch that in class all day when we got the computer.
We couldn't, but the last thing I remember doing in my ICT class in high school was putting meat spin on every single monitor.
And that didn't become bad.
The last thing I done, like on the last day in IT, was there's a code that if you make it into like a command file and press enter, it does something. Well, this one locks a computer out and destroys it pretty much. Wipes the hard drive, closes it down, and makes it. You can't sign back into it. You can't turn it on or anything. It literally just closes the computer down, and I've done that.
To be fair though, it's a school. They can afford to
Exactly. I literally put it on 2 computers. I don't know whether the second computer, because I put it on the second computer for someone to click it. But I put it on the first one. I'd done it myself just for the shell of it. So I don't know if someone clicked it on the second computer, but yeah, that's what I done.
But yeah, no, fads aren't great. Like, on the subject back of, on Call of Duty's fad, it's not a bad game. It's a gaming franchise that's gone downhill. But on the whole, I wouldn't, I will rag on Call of Duty to no end. But a lot of it is baseless.
I won't say it's a letdown for the simple reason you don't expect much from it in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, Call of Duty 4 was good. Call of Duty World at War was fine. Modern Warfare 2 was okay. And then after that, Modern Warfare 3...
you've just even shown how it's going downhill.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it was acceptable in a sense. It wasn't a letdown, basically. Then Black Ops was alright, and when Modern Warfare 3 came out, that was the letdown.
Black Ops had a decent story. I liked Black Ops' kind of story, to a degree.
The online was never a letdown for the simple reason it's what you expect. You don't expect more, you don't expect less. You know what you're getting into, you know it's not going to...
I enjoyed... I competed in Black Ops, and I played competitively for a gaming league on Black Ops, and it wasn't it was a good game for it, but I mean, and the same thing, I will rag on Call of Duty because it's become a fad and a trend. In the same instance, the way Halo is its own trend, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Liam,
say,
would you
yeah,
please keep up as well? God damn it!
But my biggest letdown would I'm not going to change it. It's always going to be Gears of War Judgment for this year.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Gears of War 3, I must have put about 400 or 500 hours into it. Gears of War
No.
Judgment, I played it for the first week, never played it again.
I've just realised something. Do you know how I keep I'll bring up Mass Effect 3 whenever we say biggest letdown?
Yeah.
I've just realised that the army that I field in 40k, its motto is never. Wait, let me find it. I'm pretty sure it's like never forget, never forgive, and I'm like, this is so apt for my feelings on BioWare.
Now, I've got a question.
Yeah, it's never forget, never forgive.
I've got a question for you guys. Do you know, and this applies for movies as well as games, because they're basically the same in a sense. Right, for the first one, in games, do you hate it when you've got to sit through the credits?
No, I don't. No, because sometimes there's a nice Easter egg at the end.
Sometimes, but
Yeah, and then this leads me on to the next bit of same with movies. Do you hate it when they include a scene at the end of a movie because most people leave? Like for example, I'll flick off during the credits, and then I'll find out like on YouTube. For example, a good one of this was do you know the Avengers?
Yeah.
You have the coffee shop scene at the end, or whatever shop scene it was at the end. I never saw that.
That's your own fault.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's my
You
own fault.
walked out.
I just
No.
hate...
You
it was
walked
on
out
TV.
of a Marvel film.
It was on TV. It wasn't in the cinema. But yeah,
Oh.
I basically seen it, and I can't help it. My parents decide to flick once the credits are on as well, so it's not all my fault. But yeah, and then I didn't realize it wasn't much of a flip. I didn't miss much, but still, I hate it when they do that because sometimes I just miss it.
Yeah.
And then for the main one that pisses me off is Assassin's Creed, because there isn't like a scene at the end, but you've got to sit through the credits for the achievement.
I lost interest in Assassin's Creed when it became about aliens.
It was never about aliens; it was about gods.
No. Well, aliens, gods. What's the difference?
That one.
Prometheus. It's essentially they are the ones who came before us, aren't they?
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, is that not what they are, the ones who became before us?
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah, that's when I lost interest.
guys, before I move you on even further, I don't think Brett actually said anything about the biggest letdown.
I think that was a while ago.
Yeah, hold on. It was probably Dishonored or Rage.
Yeah, I will agree with you with Rage on
Because-
there. Rage was
Rage had such a good look to it, and sort of that fall-ish style, sort
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
But it just never lived up, and the ending should be shot in the face.
Brink. I'd like to bring up Brink.
Hey, Brink
Brink's
was
fun when
good.
you
It
play-
was made by Robert Bowling.
Hey,
Nah,
Brink's
Brink
good
was-
if you play with teammates. If you play with friends, the game's brilliant. As in, it's just hysterical.
Mm.
It's fun to play with friends. If you play it by yourself, I'll admit it's the biggest piece of shit out
hold
there.
on, guys. Brett, you could at least say goodbye, not in the Skype chat.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
I
Brett's
like
going.
that. Like, yeah, so basically Brett just left because he's got to go have dinner. But this is the thing,
What a
like,
dick.
in the Skype chat, he said, I'm going to go have dinner, bye, guys. But he didn't spell bye as in B-Y-E. He spelled it as in B-U-Y.
But as in, I'm
so
gonna
in other
buy
words, he's
dinner.
telling,
We're gonna
no, he's
buy
telling us
some
to buy,
guys.
guys. He's
Oh
telling us
yeah,
to
he's gonna
buy,
buy guys. I think
Can we
I
buy
think you
Tom?
know which way it's swinging now.
Yeah.
I think that question about
The man crush. I think the
Yeah,
man crush question has actually
turned
yeah.
him
is actually
or showed his true
yeah,
colours.
he's finally coming out of his shell.
Well, I'm gonna support him.
Yeah.
Let's be supportive, non-homosexuals. No, sorry, no. Let's be supportive, cis white males.
I don't know
Let's
if I
not
can.
abuse our
Well,
privilege.
we already said we're not going to be part of the brony community.
What?
I thought we already said everything about the Brony community.
Yeah, we have. Oh.
The brick finally drops.
I see what you did there. The brick.
Yeah.
I see what you did as well.
Every time someone says, "I see what you did there," it makes me think of, do you know the funny Peter Parker face?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where did they get that from, though?
Spider-Man 3.
Was it actually? Did he actually pull that face in the movie?
Best Spider-Man film of the trilogy. Spider-Man 3.
There's a whole
There's
a site called ruinedchildhood.com, and there's this entire image just based on like these really weird faces Tobey Maguire made during the Spider-Man trilogy, and obviously I see what you did there. That image was there.
was the biggest one that went viral.
Yeah.
No, there was. Well, I'm that one went the most viral, but I'm disappointed that him walking down the street with his slider on
the cool Peter
didn't go. Cool Peter Parker.
It's just a random question. It's not game related. It's about the Spider-Man movies. Do you prefer the reboot or the previous or the first one?
Oh God, the reboot.
I never
God,
saw the
reboot by
but
far.
I was gonna say, I absolutely love the reboot. The first one was boring for me. It was fun to watch
the
once.
first Spider-Man movie boring. It had Willem Dafoe in it.
Yeah,
It wasn't boring. It was good. It was good, but it just didn't make me want to watch it again. If you get what I mean, it just was. It didn't have. It was. Oh, I've watched it once. That's it. And even though it had Willem Dafoe in, which like Marlin said is great. It's just the fact that I didn't like Tobey Maguire. I just found him. I found him a bit dull, which didn't make me like the movie.
I will admit, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man actually doesn't make a really good Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man has always been this like cocky, wisecracking guy,
sarcastic,
and that's sort of the same with Peter Parker. But
the reboot keeps him more towards it now, doesn't it?
In the new Spider-Man, he is very much that sarcastic
asshole.
Yeah, he really is sarcastic more, and it's great. But no, I think what was it? The third Spider-Man though was the best by far. Like,
I watched the third Spider-Man more times than I watched the others. So
they should have.
There should
be some.
What's his face from Nickelback write a song for the Spider-Man trilogy?
No wonder it was so good.
Oh yeah. Nickelback and Tony Maguire.
This is like pretty much saying 50 Shades of Grey, featuring
music from Broken Side.
Featuring music from Broken Side and score by Nickelback. Featuring Nicolas Cage and Miranda Cosgrove, sponsored by Internet Explorer and Bing.
Yeah.
But what I love, the actor, what's his name in the new Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield. Oh, he's a man.
The first movie I watched him in was, The Social Network.
Oh, the first movie I watched him in was that. Wait, was he? Yeah, he was in that. He was his friend.
Yeah, he was his friend.
The first thing I saw him in was Doctor Who.
I'm trying to think. I'm just having a quick peek at what other movies he's done in. I haven't seen him in... Oh, I've seen him in Boyer.
That sounds scary.
That movie is depressing as hell. I didn't realise it was him. I've only just realised it was him, but that movie was depressing as hell.
Well, you think that's bad? I only realised it was Andrew Garfield in Doctor Who in one of the old David Tennant episodes a while ago, so...
Yeah, I mean, I've just realised I watched this movie probably a good 3-4 years ago. But, I might download it and watch it again, but I think he suicides that. He commits murder. He committed murder basically, and is in trying to rehabilitate basically. And I think at the end he suicides because he just can't take the world because of how they treat him. It's pretty depressing.
That message that I've just posted, I accidentally dropped a tank on a keyboard.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
A tank.
I think we're gonna have to wrap this up soon, guys, because I've got things to do, and also I've got to record this. I've got to edit this thing as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
that's cool.
No,
Are you uploading? Oh, well, I'll ask afterwards.
No.
We've talked about pretty much everything anyway,
Yeah,
so I
we've
think
talked.
we've
We
covered
did
it.
a really
Yeah.
good talk. I will say this though. I think we should apologise to CatBug / Bread Don't Surf. This has been a 4-man podcast the first 4-man podcast in a while now. I've tried to keep it
Yeah.
3, but well, I thought we might give 4 guys a try again, but maybe it's just a bit too much when it comes to 4. Just me.
In a sense it is, but in a sense it isn't. It depends, because I mean, when we first started 4-man, it was fine.
That's true. It could just generally dumb people. I'm not saying CatBug is a bad podcaster. He is fine. He does make up some pretty good shit, but
it depends on the mood and the subjects we
Exactly,
talk about. Because if subjects we all want to talk about, it's fine. But then if a couple of us get carried away, obviously, like we have, like 3 of us got carried away with some stuff. Bread, obviously, lost track. And
He lost track a couple of times. I think that was because he's had a couple of things going on in the background, though.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not a bad podcast. Not to hear it, but it's just the subjects and
maybe it isn't just being 4-man, because I remember a couple of podcasts ago it was me, you, Deus, Mr. Ghosty, and Inti. That was a very good podcast. That was a very good one.
I mean, when we first started,
that was me, you, CatBug, and Ride the Walrus. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, then it was all 4 of us, us 3 with Marlin, same one as this one, and that worked perfectly fine. Did go off topic quite a bit.
To be honest, though, I think the podcasts work better when we go off topic a bit. Well, because I mean,
it makes it funner to listen to. Basically, it's not just game related all the time.
I think
it does give it a new.
As long as it's nerd related, it's cool.
Yeah.
And as long as it doesn't go too far, like for ages and ages, where like.
Yeah, we do like wind ourselves back in. So.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make the podcast last like an hour longer than normal with just a load of crap, basically, about not game related.
Mm-hmm. But no, I still do want to kind of apologise for Bread Don't Surf. So
neglecting it.
Yeah. But yeah, we're sorry about that, Bread.
We're sorry for alienating you.
Yeah. Yeah, but next time maybe he won't be so busy.
We were surprised. We were surprised that you were turning gay after the man crush. It caught us by surprise.
Yeah. You were surprised? Jesus, guys! I had him pegged ages ago.
I wonder why.
Anyway,
I've just got this sixth sense when it comes to sexuality.
Anyway, we should probably wrap this up. So, if you like the podcast, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets, tell your.
I told my pets and we got 2 new viewers.
We had 5 people in the podcast today. I don't know what you're talking about, guys.
6. We had 6 because one of my dogs barked for a bit. Like the one dog was actually talking, and then the other dog was barking from the background. So technically, you had 6.
Yeah, we can handle 6. We can handle 6 then. All right, so yeah, let's wrap this up here, and that was a good old podcast. See you next week.
See you next week, guys.